Okay. This is the Boston Richey situation just got 1,000% worse by Poetic Flacco.
This Boston Richey situation has gotten 1,000% worse since our last update. Boston Richey responded back to his horrific career-ending allegations earlier today.
If y'all didn't know, his ex-girlfriend that he met when she was 16 and he was in his 20s. I think he was 29, or it was either 25 or 29. Either way, illegal. Um, but he met her at such a young age, groomed her, and was basically abusing her the whole time they were in a relationship. And then come to find out, he was also having her peg him. And people only seem to care about the pegging part. They don't care about the abuse that this girl was going through or the pedophilia this man was clearly exhibiting. Um so I'm kind of glad she mentioned that part too, because then niggas probably wouldn't care. Um cuz they have no remorse when it comes to they have no shame when it comes to victim blaming. So I'm glad she brought up everything and was like, actually, this happened too.
Response only made things a whole lot worse for him, sparking his accuser to come back and drop more receipts and make more accurate.
Yeah, bro. Well, I hate to say this because I ain't even the type of the internet nigga that go on the internet and speak on my personal life, my relationship status, my career, anything that I don't went through. Like I ain't never been a nigga that run to the net and try to speak my behalf on a situation. I always take it to the chin.
99.9% of this response and clarification was absolutely useless. He was ducking and dodging, actually speaking on the accusations. He was talking about how she betrayed him and how she betrayed his trust, and it's not fair. But that doesn't really address the core accusations here, which are specifically two things. His long-term girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, Tati Chanel, posted receipts of Boston Richey dealing with her when she was under 18 years old, of Boston Richey asking her to buy,
16.
bedroom toys, essentially strap-ons, so she could give him back shots when she was only 17 years old. Boston Richey putting his hands on her, leaving bruises on her, choking her unconscious. So Boston Richey is being accused of quite possibly the most horrific thing any man can ever be accused of, right? Being a pedo, being a woman beater, and also, being flexible as a gangster rapper. She would also allege that 9 15-year-olds reached out to her today, telling her their experiences and trauma with Boston Richey. Now, she did say, I can't post all because some want to stay hidden. Just know I'm willing to help everyone. Just contact.
Again, lock this man up. I'm glad she's going to the internet to expose him, but press some charges. Get him locked up. I know you got it. She's posting proof on the internet, so like go to the police with that. And what state did this happen in? Because they really don't even need her to go to like the police. Depending on where she's at. Like in New York, they can just bring charges against you if they have enough evidence. They don't need a corroborating witness or the person that you were abusing necessarily to corroborate. They just need evidence. I'm like, oh, well, we found this, and now we're taking you in.
Me. Now, she was also dealing with Boston Richey when, she was underage as well. But the 9 15-year-olds, I don't know, that does seems kind of sketchy and a stretch, to be honest.
It might not be a stretch online. If let's say this man does have a history, I assume that she wasn't the only victim. People are probably reaching out to her now that she's saying something. Now, was it 9 people? I don't know. But I guarantee you a good amount of people probably reached out. Because if they had a relationship with Boston Richey, they were probably following her and they saw her post that, like, oh shit, like that happened to me too.
Now, if you said, 9 girls underage hit me up, but 9, 15, like 15 years old specifically, I don't know. Like, that don't seem too correct, to be honest. But Boston Richey
I feel you with that.
is undoubtedly a pedo. We got receipts and proof he's a pedo. So 9 wouldn't shock me. It just seems sketchy. It was 9. That's an odd number. She posted a message between herself and one of these supposed 15-year-olds who is apparently telling her that Boston Richey was propositioning them to be a part of a threesome. I must emphasize, she showed receipts. She showed messages of him asking her to get these things. His excuse for that is laughable. She showed receipts of her being bruised and brutalized. She showed a police report where he literally got charged with choking her unconscious. She showed proof that he was dealing with her.
Ooh, good for her. I didn't know she went to the police. I'm happy about that. A lot of times people don't, and I can understand why they don't sometimes. Like I know it's just like a trauma response, but good for her.
When she was underage, and we didn't need the proof to know that. Boston Richey posted her on her 18th birthday in his bed, butt naked with only his chains on. You think they started talking on her? Man, all right, bruh.
What? Why are we not locking these niggas up sooner? Oh my God. He posted her on her 18th birthday, naked in his bed. We don't stand to believe they was talking the day before. Oh my
So
God.
Boston Richey has a lot to respond to, and he spent probably 70% of this talking about how it was unfair.
I tried to watch that video, by the way. I couldn't get through it. He was talking in circles, won't answering nothing, mumbling. I was like, I don't have time. I don't have time for this.
She's doing this to him, and she's trying to tarnish his reputation and his good name. Again, not addressing the core issue here is, did you do these things or not?
But it's damaging it when it's like a person you love take advantage and bully you at all costs. When I'm a nigga that don't set
Who was doing the bullying? It sounds like he was. What does he mean when a person you love was taking advantage of you? You were taking advantage of her.
back and sacrifice everything for this girl. To my nigga, I don't want to against my mama, my sisters, my BM, nigga, my label, nigga. I don't want to against the world about this girl. And since day one, the first time seen me,
I think we know why.
and Shawty together, it been negative. It always been negative. Like even with the age, the underage, I ain't never going to that and tell nothing about that. Tell the truth about that. I always live by one thing. I'm gonna protect you. I'll take it to the chin. As long as you go up, I'm cool with it.
Sir,
What?
that's not a response. Like, what do you mean? Even with the underage stuff, man, I never said the real about that because I was trying to protect, but he never says.
Trying to protect her, trying to protect you. She wouldn't be in trouble for messing with you when she's underage. You would be in trouble for messing with her because she's underage. Like, this doesn't make sense. Do people not have friends? Like, you would think if you told this to somebody or like you sent this video to someone beforehand, like, hey, does this make sense? Your friend would be like, don't post that. Don't post that. You're incriminating yourself.
The real about it. He that's how he addresses it. He leaves it at that. I never told the real about that because I was trying to protect her. Excuse me? You posted her on her 18th birthday. You told her happy birthday on her 18th birthday. You knew she was 18 when you posted her in your bed butt naked with the chains on, which will mean you would have known she was 18 well before her 18th birthday.
And when was that video taken or post? Did they take it? Was it an old video and picture, and then he just happened to post it on her birthday? Because that's clearly evidence right there. Oh, she turned 18 today, but I took this video last week. Lock him up.
So he doesn't really address it at all. He says that and then skim over, which to me just shows grade A manipulation. How manipulators and liars work. Usually when a manipulator and a liar wants to manipulate, they address the things that they feel like they could debunk or they could maybe address and twist. But things that are clear cut in the obvious, they tend to ignore it. They tend to avoid it. So he doesn't touch on the fooling around with this little girl when she was underage because it's clear cut, is proof. She has the receipts, he did it. So he don't even try to address. He just says that and then move on. So why not tell us the real? If you didn't do it, then tell us the real. Tell us what really happened. But he doesn't do it. Now, he moves on and he talks about this toy. Now, asking your girlfriend to buy you a strap-on and then telling her, like, come here now. Come here now. Yo, I've dealt with chicks who ain't never been that thirsty for some pipe, bruh. Boston Richey wanted some zig more than the thotties we deal with. So he addresses that, and his excuse for that is laughable. He was better off just saying, hey, man, I like what I like. Can you judge me? And we was saying, all right, bro, lay your truth. But when you start to lie and when you start to be manipulative, that's when you run into issues and problems.
I wish I could have did this better, did that better, but it's like, it comes to the point where it's like, you want to see me so down, you want to get on the internet and spread narratives, oh, this nigga gay. Man, but if any ever been in it, if it's ever a thing was toys in the room, it's multiple holes, and nigga, that's somebody, nigga, that's somebody I can put my nigga might put my bank account on it, nigga. If it's me in a room, if it's me in a room with toys and hoes, it's multiple hoes, and I don't even play that route. I don't go that route. Whatever other nigga do, I ain't got no preferences against nobody. Gays ain't homophobic or none of that. But boy,
Why can't people just admit, like, okay, like, yeah, I'm bi? Like, why you gotta beat around the bush? Why are you saying all this extra? Because you put out proof, you put out screenshots. Some stuff you can't really deny. Like, you just gotta take it on the chin. And I could kind of understand people denying it, like, back in the day. But nowadays, I feel like people are more fluid, they accept certain things. But certain communities don't. So that's, again, why I'm glad she put this out as well, because some people might not care about the abuse, but they care about him being gay. Is that fucked up? Yes. But is the point to fuck up his life? Yes, because you fucked up hers. So, put out all the business you know. Put it out. I'm for it.
I don't swing that way, and if it's toys in the room, oh, I got multiple holes. It's plenty of nights, nigga. I don't went in the whole room, and you know this, nigga, 4, 5 holes in the room, nigga. These hoes go at it, nigga. I don't even, nigga, that's just how I'm pushing my, nigga. This how I'm living. 6, 7 hoes in the room one time, nigga. Me home, run train on hoes. My home, man, my dog them know that, nigga. When I go in the room, my hoes, nigga, I go dolo. Nigga, from a B&B to a room, nigga, I'm going in the room, nigga, 7, 8 hoes, nigga, one time, nigga, every other night. This easy for me, nigga. I ain't never swinging that way. I ain't never no gay little beat anyway. I'm a player, like, and I hate it to the fact that even like, cause this niggas will be able to run with. Nigga, I'm Mr. Paper Shot. All these niggas hoes.
The absolute number one rebuttal and excuse when gay men wants to hide their gay, they always, I get hoes. That's like the number one talking point. I get hoes. You don't see.
And that means nothing, because there's so many people online I've seen that are like, oh my God, they're so attractive. And then you go on their page and like, oh dang, like, they're gay. But like, they don't want me. That doesn't mean like the bitches don't want him. You know what I mean? That's not so it just is not a very good excuse. And then also, he could be bi. Like, yeah, let's say you get hoes, let's say you do fuck these bitches, but you also like dick. Could be both.
All these girls around me, but the girls could be a mask and a beard. Right? Usually, like, down low men have a lot of women around them. Like, that's their beard. Now, he says that he told her to go ahead and buy the strap-on, not for her to use it on him, but for her to use it on other women, that he was going to watch her use it on other women, and this is just what he does and how he does it. But Tati responded back, and Tati said, what? Use it on other... Bro, we ain't never had a threesome. We've never, like, slept with a woman together, because you know I don't play like that. You know I don't play around like that. So she's telling Boston, man, stop capping, bro. Why would I get this for me to use it on another woman when we've never slept with another woman together?
So first and foremost, we're going to talk about Mr. Mucus making a video and lying the whole time. Like, am I tripping? So now, all of a sudden, he has 100 hoes in the video. It's not about me. Now that I gave you the ultimatum to take it down before it dropped, now it's not about me. Cool. Of course it's not about me. You going to be not about me. Got it. Just like your label made you switch the lyric because they knew it was about me. Okay, next. So he's saying that.
So what was the original lyric that started all of this? Like, what What happened? That's what I need to know. I don't know what started the beef to begin with. Like, why was she like, you know what? Put all this out on Front Street. And if he knew she had all this info, why didn't he just listen to her? Like, you would think common sense. You like, oh, like she actually do know our business. Like, let me just do what she want. You thought she was just capping, like she won't gonna tell after you did all this to her.
I got these images from out of his phone. No, love. You actively send multiple women every single day videos out of your phone of other women. You actively send multiple women videos out of your phone of other women every single day. I spoke to over 100 females who you send videos to of other women today, just alone. So make it make sense. And then lie number 3, it's the biggest lie. If it's toys in the bedroom, that means it was another female. I never in my life did a threesome in my life. I don't like no. I don't like no. If we did a threesome, drop a receipt that we ever did a threesome. Drop a receipt where I ever said, hey, babe, let's do a threesome. I don't do that. Quite frankly, if you want to speak the truth, you asked me to do a threesome with your dog, Wavy. You told me while we were in the bed, when I was doing these things to you, go wake Wavy up from upstairs. He would like this, I promise you. I said, what?
How you know? Oh my god. Oh, this is comical.
Winnie is apparently one of his homies. Yo, if Boston Richey actually have the collection of booty warriors that Ray J was talking about during his Breakfast Club interview, yo, that'll be very concerning. Uh, again, clearly and obviously he's lying about the reason why he asked her for that toy. Because we see messages where she's telling him, bro, I'm the
Yeah, I
one who
believe
be
everything
playing
she's
in
saying.
your butt and doing all these freaky stuff. Why do you treat me like this?
Because I don't think most women would admit to doing that. Like, if it wasn't true, you wouldn't want that on your name, honestly. So I believe her. I believe everything she's saying.
Go get another girl to do it. So clearly they do freaky stuff. Clearly he likes freaky stuff. To me, that's not even. Listen, if I'm Boston Richey, I would have came online and I would have owned up to being freaky while addressing the serious things. Because, to be honest, the only thing here that we should really care about isn't what he does in the bedroom.
Is the abuse.
Is are you dealing with underage girls, bruh? Like, are you really dealing with it? And then 2, bruh, stop putting hands on women. Those are the only 2 things we should care about. But it's a shame that, the homosexual activities is gaining more momentum than the other horrific thing. Why isn't nobody caring that he's dealing with like 15 years?
That's why I'm glad she put it out. Because if she only put out the abuse and the fact that he was messing with her underage, I guarantee you the story would not be as big as it is. Like, people would not care. Because society's fucked up. But I still need her to go to police. Go to police with more. With all this information. Please get him locked up. He don't sound like he need to be on the streets.
I'm lost and confused. And it should not be tough to debunk it if you didn't do it.
I didn't even keep you. I went to go take a shower, sat in the shower like, and I ain't know. So let's not even do all that cap. One thing about Tati, I don't cap. You know yourself. I come with these receipts. And you want to sit here and lie and say, I went through your phone and I'm sending these videos. Yo, you don't even know I spoke to 9 15-year-olds today about you. About you. You drugging women. You're raping women. You're exposing women without their consent. You're letting your dogs run trains on these girls. You're sending out women's sex tapes. You sound ridiculous, gang. And you know it.
Please get him
I left
investigated.
the relationship in February. This literally every other day goes on a rant on Twitter, rant on Instagram. I'm not the issue here, obviously. When I texted Cowboy and I said, listen, I'm going to leave this where it's at. I'm going to leave it in God's hands. I'm not going to do no lawsuit on this because he really needs help. All I want is Epic to get this man help. Get this a program. You got nieces that are 15 years old and you 15 years old. You're 15-year-olds. And you have motherfucking kids in your crib that are 15 years old. And he's 15 years old. He's 15-year-olds. It's not okay. He needs help. He needs help, and nobody's helping him, bro. He needs help. Y'all artists get away with anything they want to get away with. This needs real help. He's sick.
There are multiple conversations happening online about this simultaneously. However, they're being mixed and matched. The people who want to focus on Tati and whether or not she's the perfect victim and whether or not she knew what she was doing.
Also, that too. I hate when people try to make someone be the perfect victim. Like, that's not a thing. And then people are also justifying her being abused because I guess a couple years ago, like, I guess maybe evidence came out or people were telling her she was being abused, and then like she flashed videos of like the bags and purses he was buying her, and she was like, "Do I look like getting abused?" or some BS like that. But that's what victims say, bro. Like, I need y'all to watch SVU. Like, I need y'all to like just sit down and watch a couple episodes of SVU, like, so you can understand like how it works, like why victims are behaving this way. Because it's a cycle. Like, it takes a while for them to be able to actually leave. A lot of times they're being financially abused, so they don't have the means to leave. And then if they do leave, they're scared of what will happen if they leave. So if they leave, they're scared the person's gonna come after them. Like, there's a lot of things going on. Like, it's not just like, oh, like, she knows what she was doing, she getting money so he can do this. No. What are we talking about?
Which is good, right? And they're pointing out clips like, hey, yo, Tati says she only stayed because she was trying to get more money out of him and she's not the perfect victim. To me, that conversation shouldn't matter. Whether or not you believe Tati is the perfect victim should have no bearing on what you think about Boston Richey and his innocence. If you believe that Tati knew what she was getting herself into and don't cry now.
At 16, at that. I'm sorry. All of this video, the last video, is making me angry.
Now, then that should have no bearing on what Boston Richey. You should still be able to look at Boston Richey and say you are a monster because undoubtedly you dealt with Tati when she was underage. For sure. We know that for a fact, at least one. So you are a monster. You are horrible. You are horrific. But it feels like because people don't want to assign victimhood to Tati, they're now allowing Boston Richey, who's the perpetrator in the situation, to get off the hook clean. And to me, that's wrong. You could say, hey, man, Tati, man, I don't want to hear them tears, but you knew what you was doing, which I still think is a weird conversation to have about a 17-year-old girl dealing with somebody who's 25, 26 years old, right? She was underage. Now, I think Boston Richey and Tati was even dealing with each other well before 17, because she said at 20 years old, they've been dealing with each other for 4 years. That would mean that, he started dealing with her at 16, right? So I don't feel like whatever your opinion is of Tati and her being a victim, that should not affect you examining Boston Richey and looking at these accusations and looking at the things that we know for a fact happened, right? Like, for a fact, he was dealing with somebody underage. That's a fact. For a fact, he was arrested for it. He choked her until she was unconscious. That's a fact. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Are y'all giving Boston Richey a pass for this? Let me know, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here somewhere.
Fucking sicko.